Yogi, and this is Sports Chronicles. Today we'll be talking about Canada and America. I almost said Canada there.
NHL expansion. So,
last time we talked about Europe, which hopefully won't happen.
Yeah, a lot of travel problems, time zones. We're already seeing that. But let's start off with our first market.
Yep, getting down to business. We have Hamilton.
So Hamilton, if they do get one, we all know what their uniforms would look like. It would be black and gold striped uniforms with a big H in the front.
So, and also, they've had a stadium to attract an NHL team since 1985. Look it up, Cop Center.
With 2 P's. So, also, they had the Hamilton Tigers, which won in 1919. And
they did win a cup, I think.
Yeah, I think they did, but it is one of those unrecognized Canadian cities by Americans.
Yeah. But let's move on. We have Quebec City now.
So
obviously they hosted the Nordiques.
They moved out in the 90s because of it may have been financial issues.
Maybe new ownership, but yeah. That's not important.
So they definitely had a lot of fan support. They have a new, well, not new. They have a nice stadium that's big that the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League has a team in. Well, let's move on. I think that's pretty much it for Quebec City. A lot of hockey players, so not a lot of fan support. So next up, Toronto.
Yeah, we're not crazy. Look it up. Toronto Legacy. They even have jerseys. They have uniforms.
They don't even exist yet, though.
I just said the same thing. They have a logo. They have uniforms.
So they have a website. So
we'll leave a link in the description.
So they also have. Well, if New York has 2 teams, then why can't Toronto? It's the second.
Yeah, birthplace of hockey, Canada.
And where the Hockey Hall of Fame is.
Yeah.
Really like to visit there sometime. But we gotta move on to, let's take a flight down south, down the Mississippi River to Kansas City.
Kansas City, indeed. They have the Sprint Center, I believe.
Yes, it's new. It's hoping to attract an NBA team and an NHL team. And
potentially.
They are the Kansas City Scouts. Now,
they only sold about 8,000, 9,000 tickets per game.
In a 17,000 capacity arena. So, I think that would definitely be a gamble for the NHL. Definitely a risk, but it could turn out well, it could turn out bad. Let's take a flight up north to the woods of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I almost said Milwaukee, Michigan now. I like alliteration. Sorry. So.
Yeah, let's do it.
They have the Buck Stadium, the NBA team, which is
obviously convertible. We just talked about the fact that the Sprint Center was built to attract both an NBA team and an NHL team.
Yeah, well, the stadium, I think the Milwaukee's and Muriels played there, which were an AHL team. I do not know. I think they may have moved.
But that's not important right now. What matters is the fact that they deserve an NHL team.
It's cold. They get fan support.
Totally.
It's not a Sun Belt franchise because a lot of people criticize Sun Belt franchise, but the Tampa Bay Lightning led the league in attendance a couple of years ago. So that shows you any city is capable of handling a team. So let's take a flight down across the Missouri, down the Columbia River, and to
Seattle.
Well, I was actually going to say Portland, but let's do Seattle, my good man. So,
well, they could spark a rivalry with Vancouver and Portland.
Yeah.
Which is right up north and right down south, respectively.
Yeah, so, they have, I don't know if they have a new stadium. The Supersonics became the Oklahoma City Thunder and for the NBA in 2007. So, I actually think that would be good. The stadium is somewhat new. And let's move down to Portland and talk about their stadium, Yogi.
Yep, they do have the Trailblazers Stadium, which, as we mentioned, is very compatible for a hockey stadium.
Portland is one of the forgotten cities in the United States. It's a bigger city than you think, and I think they definitely deserve an NHL team. So do all
I've got some family out there, and yeah, it's definitely big.
So, there's 3 honorable mentions that I just want to mention. Saskatchewan and Saskatchewan, they have no hockey teams close to them. A lot of players are from Halifax, Nova Scotia. So many great hockey players from there. Like
Not New Orleans. Don't talk about it.
like Sidney Crosby. So, and Anchorage, Alaska, killed them on flight miles, but I think that's a pretty good one. So those were just our 3 honorable mentions.
Yep.
So, next, let's move, well, that's about it, right?
Yep. But we do have one more thing. We will be featuring new sports for you guys, and that, yes, we made up. But anyway, we'll also be featuring some songs that aren't very popular and that you should take a look at.
Also, we might, some of the sports, we're gonna do one sport, that a lot of people know about, but it's an amazing sport, and if you like soccer, if you like handball, if you like basketball, you will love this sport.
And in the meantime,
Thanks for watching
Sports Chronicles.